No, it's not. It's afternoon. Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Hello, I am Pleasure Nerd. I'm an artist, and today I shall be drawing a starling. The reason that I chose a starling for today is that they are everywhere at the moment. So I'm drawing a lot of British birds. I feel like you could make some kind of joke about how I'm a British bird, but yeah, so they've also got a really lovely sort of subtle colour scheme as well. So I really, really like them. So I'm just shaking up the pen. I hope you can hear it. It doesn't sound great, but yeah, looking forward to it. I do really love a starling. They often take over our garden in every season except winter. I spend a lot of time doing that. But yeah, so I hope everyone is well. I think starlings are gorgeous. I'm used to seeing them from quite a distance, so I'm like, oh yeah, it's the brown speckled one. And I looked up some pictures so that I could be, for references, etc. And oh my gosh, it's like with pigeons, their colour scheme, their feathers, gorgeous. I'm always so impressed with nature, Mother Nature seems to really have a knack for beautiful, subtle colours, and I absolutely love it. So just shaking up again, this time going for a greenish colour, because they have like this, they have this gorgeous like iridescent green on the back of their necks. Like it looks to be sort of greeny purple from what I've seen. Just stunning. Like, I love birds, I always have. My when I was little, my parents used to take us to the local RSPB, and that was great, especially in winter, because the sorry, I'm remembering and it's causing me to to start giggling instead of telling the story. So in the winter, the geese and the swans would go to this particular lake and they'd fly in and everything, and sometimes it would freeze over and the geese and the swans would try and land anyway. So there would be wonderful displays of swans skidding on ice. And it was harmless, but they'd be like trying to run on ice and skidding about everywhere. It was great. We used to go there every kind of Christmas. And they'd set up this lovely little observation area so you could watch the swans crash into each other. This makes me sound so cruel, but they seem fine. And I asked about it, and I was told that the birds were fine. They're very clumsy, but it was absolutely delightful. To date, some of my favourite memories of watching these daft swans trying to land and failing. Oh dear, I forgot about that story. That was great. I'll have to see if there are any videos on YouTube of swans and geese trying to land on on frozen lakes, because it is really very, very entertaining. Truly some of my favorite things to watch. So this is going to be a very brown drawing. Oh, I didn't mean to tap you there, gang. Sorry about that, chat. Oh, and again, I possibly need to move my mic. But yeah, because it's we're doing a bunch of British birds, it's going to be very brown, because we are a very neutral toned country when it comes to our wildlife. Although I found out that American badgers don't have a stripe down, and that made me sad, because our badgers have this like white stripe on them, and they're just kind of a general menace. Well, I say general menace. I believe that they're an issue for brutally attack such a good love. But the oh, I've fully lost my train of thought. Where was I? Oh yeah, we're badgers have a lovely I think they're black with a lovely white stripe. We had some children's cartoons around it too. There was a badger, because it was Bodger and Badger, and it was a man who apparently lived with a badger. It was a puppet, by the way, not a real badger. But yeah, I distinctly remember that, because I went on a school trip where there was a gentleman there whose nickname was Badger, and we were told every time we saw him, we had to scream at the top of our lungs, "Everybody knows Badger loves mashed potatoes." Oh no, show, that one. No, don't do that. Sorry, I think I've accidentally hidden, so, the Scottish Floof Squad, I am sorry if your message about stripy butts is not appearing. I thought I had selected show. I think it's selected hide instead. I am so sorry. Your stripy butt comment was unintentionally moderated. But yeah, I've strong recollections of stuff like that. Same with stuff like the big nights. Yeah, trying to moderate comments whilst drawing was a skill set I was not expecting to need in my life. To be fair to myself, I also never expected that I would be streaming. It is, I don't believe, something that many people in my space do. Not to be like, yeah, that's not the intent at all. It's just, it's kind of personal, and what it feels like you have to kind of be entertaining as you are drawing, and that's quite difficult, especially as I'm not really doing tutorials, because I don't feel like I know enough to do a tutorial, which I think, I don't know, I feel like I should be an expert before I start talking on things like I am an expert. But I am possibly in a minority on that. if you see me go off quite a lot, like stop drawing and then come back, it's because my reference is just off screen and the screen keeps shutting down. It's very, very, very annoying. Yeah, I can understand getting other people to moderate. I'm just not consistent enough. Like today, I almost didn't do this stream because I've had a headache for about 3 days. Not like the whole time, but it's been an on and off kind of thing. Do you know what? It might be easier if I do it the other way round, where I do the dark colour first and then put the light colour on top. That might be. But yeah, and also often with streaming you think of video games, and I love video games. It's partly why my name is Pleasure Nerd. I actually wanted to be a video game designer when I was younger, and then the sheer volume of I'm going to call them sad little boys, but young individuals who kept essentially trying to make me prove that I did actually like video games. I was like, I can't be bothered with this. I'm gonna go off and do something else. But I mean, yeah, but also I frequently forget to do things, like inconsistent. I feel like I've been fairly consistent with uploading daily and stuff, like shorts and everything. Whether the quality is consistent is a different kettle of fish. But I am... Oh, hello everyone who's just joined. Callie, an art-affiliated nerd. Lovely to see you both. It's so lovely seeing familiar faces. I am Northern. I am on a bit of a bird stint at the moment. The chat voted, but also subscribers voted, and round burbs was the outcome, followed by round bugs, which I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't expecting. I really thought dogs was gonna win out, but round birds, then round bugs. I thought, you know, after the cats, it'd be like, oh yeah, cats and then dogs. No. It's very much cats and then birds. I feel like I'm drawing the birds for the cats to eat, but that is neither here nor there. Oh, hello, Shimmy. Yeah, it's lovely to see you guys here too. Oh, that sounds wonderful, like a lovely little beetle. I was watching someone who had, I think it was a shrimp, and unfortunately, I think it's too early in the stream. Well, unfortunately, the shrimp died. And I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with Hattie, and I can't remember the gentleman's name who's Hattie's owner, but unfortunately Hattie passed away recently, very suddenly. Who was a like some kind of hound. She had a very boxy nose. I can't remember the breed, but yeah, I love her. Basically, I don't know why I've gone into that topic, but I love when people share like their pets and that they care for them, like bugs, birds, the kind of animals that like I wouldn't personally own, because could not deal with the amount of bird poop. Like, gonna be real with you guys, not something I think is in in my future. I think that parrots, and I've seen some raven rescues, and having watched those creators, I have come to the firm conclusion that I am not fit to take care of a bird. I shall just admire them whilst they are out in the wild, and it is not my duty to care for them. I mean, dragons, yes please. Although, see, I've learnt from the incredible, what's her name? Sybil Rankin. They're nice to begin with, especially if you have a nice swamp dragon, but they will wear holes in your carpets. You know, it's all well and good to have a swamp dragon on your shoulder, but then you end up with a coat with poop all down the back, you know. So I like the idea of dragons. I think practically though, they'd be quite a high maintenance animal to keep, and certainly where I live at the moment could not take care of a very high maintenance animal, and certainly with the job that I have. So yeah, especially like I feel like for some reason I feel like dragons would be kind of needy, although they're quite solitary, aren't they? Oh, so not a person. Swamp dragons in Terry Pratchett's Discworld are very small dragons that regularly explode because they're filled with gases, and their way to deter predators is to explode. So they're like poorly regulated little firework factories. 10 out of 10. If you like silly humour, good story, and dragons, I recommend reading the Watch, I think it's called. No, City Watch? It's definitely not Night Watch. Night Watch is further along. But yeah, the first of the Sam Vimes books. Yeah, I was just thinking then, I feel like dragons would be solitary, right? Like they're a solitary creature in mythology. So, because I'm thinking like ravens require a lot of attention from what I've seen. They're very, very social creatures and get very, very upset when you are not giving them all the attention all the time. But only on their terms. They're kind of like cats that way. But, I mean, a dragon would have to be part of the exotic trade, right? So you'd have to be, it's one of the, I'd argue it's almost like a class thing of like only the elite would have a dragon, like only the elite would want a pet tiger kind of thing. Do you know what? It'd end up being like, what was that? Joe Exotic. I never watched it, but the show that everyone went mad about during the pandemic, Tiger King, it'd be Dragon King. I completely agree. Fire-breathing dragon would be cool. Really great for like, if you've got a chimney. Really great for lighting, especially in winter. I think dragons would be particularly useful in winter. I think they've got a great purpose then. I think in summer it might cause a lot of issues, especially in America where you have a lot of like wildfires over there. So I think it would cause quite a few sort of logistical problems. I think there'd need to be a lot more regulation around fire retardant items, like, you know, I mean, so in the EU we have a lot of regulations around fabrics, especially polyester being fire retardant, because when they first came about, like when polyester first came about, a lot of people used to dry their clothes next to the fire or sit next to the fire to keep warm, and then they'd go up in flames. Really, really sad. And because polyester is plastic, it would melt to them, it'd burn much more than it should have, etc., etc. So I think they'd end up being, I cannot believe I'm going into the logistics of owning a dragon. This is just where my mind goes. What else? I feel like you'd need to be careful about regional, like if they're out in the wild, would it be like what happened with squirrels in the UK? So in the UK, our squirrels were actually red squirrels, and then grey squirrels were imported because they were slightly more aggressive, or they were imported as an accident, I can't remember. And then because they were more aggressive, they performed, I think we'll say, the red squirrel, which is actually the native squirrel. And now I believe that there are black squirrels, I think they are, who are out competing the red squirrels. Same with ladybirds, actually. So ladybirds were imported from other countries into the UK, which have much more, they're bigger, they have substantially more spots, they are a lot more aggressive, and really like useful for farming, like eco farming. However, have completely I want to say outperformed, but it's a threat to native wildlife. So I'm wondering if sorry, a bunch of people have joined during my little tangent about dragons. This is a starling, which is a bird that is very, very common in my garden at the moment, and has done a lot, like eats a lot of bugs, specifically in my garden, and are very fun to watch. They are just lovely little creatures. So this series seems to be me doing British birds now, after the initial toucan of Geroswin. This one is a lot more sort of UK based, so I think a lot of these are going to end up being very brown, because that is how our birds are coloured, because we have a lot of woods, or at least we used to. I heard that, and I cannot tell you if this is accurate or not, but I heard that the UK used to be, like many moons ago, used to be a temperate rainforest. So used to just, yeah, like the Amazon, but in Europe, and lots of rain. Now, I don't know if that is just something I've read online, or when I was little, that's then been counterbalanced or contradicted, but I'll have to try and remember to look into it, because I remember being like, that's so cool, why, like, of course. That's like, it makes sense. So in the UK, I cannot believe this is because of that thing. Anyway, in the UK, I believe we have something. So the reason why we have such an interesting weather pattern is because we have, I believe, 4 or 5 weather systems, because we get the winds coming from all over. We get cold from the north and the west, and I believe the south wind is very, very warm because it's coming across Europe. This is not why you came here. I'm sorry. This is... you probably came to talk about drawing, and I am like UK weather sister. But yeah, so it's part of the reason we have such interesting weather that changes at the drop of a hat. Personally, it helped me feel so much more comforted, because I used to feel really frustrated that I couldn't plan things. Even when I was a kid, like around my birthday in August, it was like, oh, it might be nice, or it might not. You never know. We like to keep you on your feet. It could be nice in the morning, and then will rain, and all the outdoor activities you had planned had to be cancelled. So, yeah, I think that just makes that a little bit more understandable for me and helps me understand how, like, why it is the way it is. That's something that I love. Thank you very much. I'm so glad that you like the drawing so far. Yeah, and it's really interesting. So I kind of wish we had more forests. Gorgeous, so fun to walk through. Love a good forest. It's so I used to live near a copse, which is like a small group of trees. Why do I know all of this information? I watched a lot of documentaries as a kid, that's why. So I lived near a copse a number of years ago, and it was probably one of the most relaxing, even when everything was being like, the wind was really, really violent, and I cannot believe I'm describing the wind as aggressive, but here I am. But yeah, so the winds were really, really aggressive, and just, yeah, really, like, so this is not going to be a great explanation for many people, but at some points in the year, I used to mark how violent the winds were by how many trampolines I saw in fields. And it made it interesting, I think is the best way to put it. Not a person, I'm a dog person. I'm very much a dog person. I don't like cats. I draw cats. I'm trying to like cats. My friends have cats and I am trying to. Yes, okay, Callie, I'm glad I'm not the only person, because, oh, balls. Okay, right, this is the part of the stream where I have to clean my marker. See, you can see here, I'd use this with a blue, and so it's coloured that blue, so it looks grey. That's not what I wanted. Right, so now we've done that, cleared that one up, I'm going to hopefully get some white on the tip of this. The tip? No, the base. The bit closest to the face. Get your minds out of the gutter, gang. Now I've distracted myself. Of the nose. The nose, the beak. So, yeah. Oh, okay, interesting. Oh, it's lovely seeing what you guys are doing whilst you're listening and watching. I love that. But yeah, sorry, Callie was saying that they also figure out how bad a storm was by the amount of trampolines that have disappeared from gardens. On my way to work when I was younger, the bus used to go by a lot of fields. I live in a rural area, so it means that it gets quite interesting. I'm going to see if I can get this to like stay focused. And whenever there's a storm or anything, right, come on, let's get you. Thank you. Can I get it to lock? No, you absolute goblin. Right. Anyway, sorry, I've done a little bit of white because it's mostly around the nose. Oh, I'm glad you feel that way, person. I'm just going to try and see if I can... Ow! Oh! Oh, that hurt. Oh, okay. That went right up my nail. Okay. Sorry, gang. Ouch. I'm trying really hard not to swear. So I was trying to lift it up and it slipped in between my nail and like it's not red or anything, but it did really hurt. Okay, we're okay. Oh, ouch. Oh, it's like the worst bit because you can't do anything about it. Oh, see, it's still sore. Yeah, sorry, to explain, something went like behind in between there. It really hurt. Sharp shock. So I think I'm gonna start doing a bit more of the green and blue. Yeah. Oh, I'll absolutely be fine. Don't you worry about me. It's just, you know, when something's suddenly very painful. It's one of those. So we'll just add a bit more green. I think I might do a more greenery green too. Oh. Ouch. Okay, I'm fine now. Just needed a moment to regulate. Oh dear. I use ENMY markers, the brand there. I have used other markers in the past. I have previously used, sorry, I'm now going to check the colour behind. Which colour do I want to use? I'm thinking maybe G7. Like a G7. I'm gonna prove to you guys I'm shaking it. But I fully lost what I was talking about. So sorry. Oh, markers, right. Yeah, so I've used Ohuhu. I've got some of their double-sided ones. I don't really like them. They don't feel good to me. I've used, I think it's called Guana. And I used to use them in my acrylic marker streams. I do not want to... Oh, poor you, Marissa. I do not want to recommend the Guana brand, because whilst they were good and whilst they were cheap, it was a dropship brand, and I cannot... Like, I don't mind wasting my money. What I am unhappy with is recommending to you guys to possibly encounter people, or not people, but encounter companies that, or resellers that will overcharge and charge sort of premium prices for a budget product. At the moment, so if you want a brush pen like this, I recommend ENMY. I've really enjoyed them so far. I have actually purchased their 80 marker set, and I am waiting for that to come, because I'm very excited to have more colours. I like having the option of more colours, especially as I don't particularly like blending. Like if I was using sort of paint, I'd like that. I think for me, especially with markers, I like the difference in colours. I like layering them up. Yes, there's going to definitely be a stream where I swatch them for you guys. Shimmy Shimmyo asking, do I ever feel like I don't like my art style? I'm trying to go towards realism, but my art style still looks quite anime-ish. How do you cope when you're not satisfied with your work? Okay, that's an excellent question. So when I started I say that I don't like sort of blending, and this is exactly what I'm doing right now. I'm a hypocrite. If nothing else, I'm not. But I apparently like proving myself wrong immediately. Sorry, I distracted myself. So when it comes to art styles, I really strongly recommend that you don't try... So what a lot of people, especially young people, do is they really limit themselves very early on. You can have multiple styles. The reason you don't see it a lot on the internet is because the internet likes having nice predefined labels to put on things. It really, really likes consistency. It wants you to kind of do the same thing but ever so slightly different, you know? Like, it doesn't want you to explore, it wants you to make it money. So having just one art style is not great for you in regards to creativity. So if you're trying to explore other styles, I strongly recommend finding artists that you like and replicating their work. I strongly recommend against posting it online because you'll get all sorts of names thrown at you, but it is a very effective way to learn how someone did something. I also find it a really nice way to explore new mediums so that I don't have to think about it. Yeah. Sorry, I'm realising that wing structure is naff, so I'm just gonna try and fix it. But yeah, so when you're sort of trying to figure out a new style, I think one of the good things to do is to strip back to and you'll hear this from everyone and their gran, but going down to the fundamentals, which is, I'm gonna absolutely get egg on my face when I fail to state these correctly. So you've got shape and form, you've got shadows, so light sources, you've got color theory, you've got perspective, and there's one I'm forgetting. But going back down to those, I've found very helpful whenever I've felt lost in my art style. Oh, see you later, not a person. And so something that I think is really, really helpful, is to transcribe artists, which is to kind of copy what they've done and to see how you could replicate it. Now, when you're transcribing, you need to be mindful of what you're transcribing. That feels really weird to say, but if you're kind of mindlessly copying it, you're not going to learn. So pay attention to how the artist has done a brushstroke or how they've created a certain effect. I've done transcriptions of one of my favourite artists, John Singer Sargent. And at some point I'll have to do a stream of it because it's generally just me calling him a bastard. He has an incredible way to make your brain think that there's more there than is already there. So basically, what I'm saying is when you're trying to move away from something like anime, because I have actually had to do that. When I was a teenager, I got super into anime and it genuinely really messed up my art style for a while. Not that I would ever have admitted that. Oh, you've done it again. Right, let's see if I tap it with this. Ew. Let's try again. Ew. Well, that's okay. We'll just do that bit again. Gosh. Yeah, you can show it to your friends and everything, but I don't recommend, purely because there are weirdos on the internet who believe that you shouldn't copy any artist ever. And I get that. My belief is that you shouldn't copy and try to sell as your own. If you're transcribing, you need to explain that you are transcribing. Yes, it was the bird themselves and not my pen. Okay. You are very juicy today. You were fine earlier and now you're like, nope. No, I've had enough with this fun and games. Anyway, sorry, back to what I was saying. With anime, what I found was that it really messed with my proportions. So what I recommend to you as someone trying to unlearn anime is to really, really focus in. And it's good. Sorry, I'm now closing this to go in more depth. Basically, it's going to be hard and possibly a little bit boring. But what you're going to have to... I'm making this sound so dull. What helped me was having so I obviously have done a lot of portraiture. What I would do is I would try and put them side by side. So I did a lot of digital work, especially when I was younger. You put the... you're leaking again! Right. Are you going to behave? I'm so sorry that this pen is leaking at the thing. So what you need to do, and this is going to sound really patronising, you have to really pay attention to the features. And I'm sure you're like, you must be like, well, I am. So for example, a lot of people have really strange spacing. If you look online, you'll see that everyone says, oh, the face proportions are, the eyes are halfway down the head, the nose is halfway between the eyes and the chin, and the mouth is halfway between the chin and the nose. And that is true, and that would be stereotypical beauty. Humans are not built that way. We do not come, unfortunately, with meticulous measurements. Phrenology is not real. You cannot sort of be able to do that. But what happens is people have like just varying differences. You'll have one eye higher than the other, one nostril higher than the other, eyebrows aren't beautifully aligned. And by drawing those in, it makes it actually look like the person. Because I know that when I first started doing portraits, I found that it was really, really hard to get people's likeness. And the reason being was that I was drawing with these preconceived ideas of what it meant to be beautiful. Now, I think everyone is beautiful in their own unique way. There are really wonderful features that people have, and it highlights their uniqueness. My brain has just cottoned onto something as well. It may also be some of the references that you're using. So I have found when I am going through Instagram, or if I've gone through Pinterest for references, they often have women who look, or girls, depending on what age you're drawing, they often have women who look very samey, similar kind of features, because that's what's attractive. It would be helpful to draw real people who are not, the epitome of beauty, possibly. Some people would believe them to be models, etc. And I think it's a real shame that we get so... Oh, sorry, I just went and smacked you all. Didn't mean to do that. Please forgive me. But there are people who have libraries of real people, like just everyday people. One of them is, I believe it's Earth's World. They haven't uploaded for quite some time onto their website. I believe that they're on Instagram. And they went, that leg is at the wrong angle. Why did I do that? This is another saga of Pleasure Nerd can't draw bird legs. But something like Earth's World, or I think it's called Model Strangers as well on Instagram, they have these beautiful, unique people with... I've just made that worse. With interesting faces. And I really recommend drawing those. You may not be as interested in it as I have been. I love drawing people with... Oh, sorry. Keep hitting you guys. With unique features. Once I started, I was like, this is... I don't think I'm going to stop. this is going to become an issue. But I found that really helped me with my portraits and placing them side by side. Some people do like grids, especially if you want to do sort of more photorealism. I don't like that. Like, personally, it's not something I find fun. But yeah, I found, and also going back to the basics and trying to unlearn those, I don't want to call them bad habits, but it's very, those stylized habits. I know someone in the chat put that someone, like, you could use video game art. Video game art is also very, very stylized. So it genuinely depends on what kind of art you're wanting to do when you say realism. But yeah, getting over same face syndrome is to play around with eye shape, play around with different noses, different mouth shapes. This is going to sound really creepy, but if you really start looking at people, like your friends and family and people you know, try not to be a creep about it, but if you look at their faces and see what their proportions are, you'll see that it's not perfect, even though, you know, they are beautiful, wonderful people. Oh, this was a very long tangent. I'm so sorry. Just going back to them, but yeah, sorry. Long tangent about that. Hope you guys don't mind. I think I'm gonna let that dry. I'll try and draw the legs again. I will fail to draw the legs again. And then just get going on... Oh, I just realised my poor little guy wasn't in frame. Me and birds' legs, man. Like, I cannot draw these to save my life. Do you know what? They're tucked under. I don't care anymore. They're tucked under. Oh, thank you, Shimmy Shimmies. I'm glad it was helpful. I feel like I went on a proper tangent, but I have been where you are, and it feels really frustrating. But it's one of those, like, you just need to keep observing things, drawing them, trying to... I think a really good way of playing around, so if you have the whole same face syndrome going on, something that can be really helpful is to focus on drawing different, like a specific feature but differently. So whether that's face shape, although that doesn't really do a lot for same face syndrome, you'll need to do that alongside other features, but stuff like eye shape, playing around with the distance between the eyes, and playing around with you know, where they are on the head, whether they're oversized, whether you make them smaller. Then you could move on to maybe the nose and playing around with different nose shapes, whether it's like a hooked nose or like a Roman nose. Do one that's upturned at the end. Bulbous noses. You could look at the different noses within different cultures and how those are can be drawn. Then you could go into lips. Lips are always fun. Different shapes, you know, you've got different cupid's bows, people's philtrums, etc. Playing around with top lip shapes, bottom lip shapes. There's lots of different ways to do that kind of work, if that makes sense. Unfortunately, art is one of those things where you kind of learn by doing, and it's really annoying because if I could just do it from reading, I'd be so good. Because I love reading about art. I love reading about different people's journeys and the reasons behind it and all sorts. I have various books on colour theory because that was a weakness of mine previously, because I did not understand how colour worked. You know what, I think I'll just boop, boop, boop. I'll have to just keep going over that. Anyway, sorry, back to the... Oh, Picasso's a git. Sorry, every so often I will have a very strong opinion about something that other people around me did not realise I have a strong opinion about. I do not like Picasso. I do not like Dali. Salvador Dali, his work feels misogynistic. I don't really know what to say about that. Just, I don't know, got a bad vibe from his art. He draws women in a way that I just I've never liked. I'm trying to figure out a way of wording this. It just doesn't feel right, you know. But yeah, Picasso, I had an art teacher who loved Picasso, eventually got caught with inappropriate images of children on his laptop and was fired. But he adored Picasso, would not shut up about Pablo Picasso and how we should all get into cubism. And oh my god, like awful. Just, I remember trying to understand this guy's perspective before we found out what we found out about him. If you guys have been around on my channel for a while, you'll have possibly seen the story where I talk about a teacher who broke my GCSE art project and then blamed me for it until I got my parents involved. It was that teacher. He was obsessed with Pablo Picasso, and he was a creep. Strong feeling. If you've watched Nanette, some of you might be a bit too young for that, but if you've watched Nanette by Hannah Gadsby, she summarises my feelings towards Pablo Picasso and Cubism. I cannot stand it. Bloody Cubism. So yeah, I don't care for Picasso. Oh, I didn't realise I had strong feelings to share. I don't even like his art. Like, that's not, you know, you can respect an artist and not like the outcome. I remember hearing one of his muses was like 14, and I was like, that's gross. As a 14-year-old at the time, I was like, ew. Because I thought he was in his 30s when he found his like 14-year-old muse, and then found out he was like much older than that. I was like, that's gross. Why? Ugh. Why would you be so nasty? I would say look into him, but don't. Like, he is an iconic painter. I stop going to make legs. Stop it. Hands on the table where I can see them. Yeah, there's lots of creeps in especially old art, and if you start looking into do you know what I didn't do, gang? I did not clean up my pen, so let's do it. Try and get some of that paint off. Right, I'm not showing you what I'm doing. I don't recommend this as a method to clean your pens. Don't just use paper. Use an actual cloth instead of my slightly aggressive method. Right. Oh, that's lovely. Oh, lovely. Something I've also not jived with very well is how geniuses get to be really poorly behaved because they're geniuses. That has always bothered me ever since I was a little kid. So, yeah. But I mean, I really recommend everyone well, not everyone. If you're interested in art, I recommend you look into art history because it's fascinating learning about them. It just, yeah. Oh, yup, Cup. I have been saying for weeks that I am about to clean my markers, and then I don't. I am. I live in a state of delusion, I think is accurate. I am an unreliable I am an unreliable narrator. Do not trust me. Oh, well, if I say I'm going to do something, there is a chance I may not. We'll put it that way, rather than I cannot be trusted. I'm not sure if atting does work on mobile, or I hope it does. You can give it a go. I feel like it should. Let's have a look. Do you know what? I think I'm gonna go rogue. And go for this one. Boop, boop, boop. I'm going to put a little bit of colour around here because I feel like I've seen starlings with more colour on like their shoulders and what have you. Just add a bit around there. Then maybe add a little bit of purple too, because I feel like there's purple in there. Me, in my head, I'm almost done. Also me. No, you're not. Right. Let's go for a nice dark purple. Oh gosh, you guys are chatting a lot. I'm going to have to, as I'm doing this, I'm going to have to read up on what you're saying. Procrastination, yes. But yeah, it's just something I've always had a bit of an issue with. Right, I'm going to do that, and then I think I'm going to go over it again with the brown. Because I like... Sorry, I'm reading you guys and I should be talking. I'm like, this chat is really interesting. Like, I'm an observer of the conversation instead of... So Oh, Astra is a good name. Sorry, not a person. I try to live stream twice a week. So it tends to be on a Thursday and today on Sundays. I am thinking about changing up that schedule just a little bit. It might be that I can't do it on Thursdays for a little while, because last Thursday I was so burnt out. I don't want to say, well, burnt out is a strong term for how I was feeling, but in my job, everything, I don't want to say everything's hit the windmill. That's not true. But there is a big looming deadline that I have 2 major projects that I'm working on that I am trying to meet, and it's very tricky. I think that needs to be white. Right, I'm just gonna define your beak a little bit more. There we go. Oh, Astra looks like it's a solid name. I think the chat is agreeing. Astra is what we're naming this lovely little burb. And it's gonna, I hope it doesn't come across as disingenuous, but I love this part. Whenever you guys come up with a name, it makes me so happy. It's like a little highlight of my week, seeing you guys discuss what names to name a thing, because I always get so up in my head when it comes to naming. I'm like, oh, no one will like that, or that's not believable. No one would ever name a bird this. So seeing you guys do it, it makes me so happy. I'm like, yay! I get to read what everyone says. Oh, I think I probably said Astra instead of Astra. My bad. I am trying very hard to keep everything going, and my ADHD brain does not, it keeps jumping to new topics. And then not a person, I do draw in every stream. So I create, just do a lot of drawings at some point. So in my streams, I will try and use acrylic markers because to be really blunt about it, it's easy for me to do this. My husband and I have a shared office. We both play video games. It feels really rude for me to demand that he doesn't play video games in lieu of me doing some streams. And we don't have the space to have a separate like streaming room, which is why the sound is never good in my in any of my videos, because I'm usually sat in my living room, which is where I am right now. Yeah, I tried to do art, but it will probably be acrylic markers, purely because whilst my husband's around, I don't want him to like feel like he can't have a weekend and play or watch whatever he likes, because the microphone will pick up every single like click, because it does whenever I record. So I know someone asked earlier if I was going back into my alcohol markers. I am. So in order to do the alcohol marker drawings, I have to clean my desk. I am avoiding my desk because it means that I have to clean it. I am a grown woman with a real job who's avoiding cleaning my desk. So, yeah, it's always interesting, we'll say. One moment, I'm just going to try something which requires me to lean over and not do much. So I'm just going to try to... I'm still here. Open it. Okay. Right. Do 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 do. Pleasure night is trying to do a thing and doing it terribly. There we go. Fabulous. Right. Yeah, I should have painted them instead of, well, I guess you could argue I have technically painted that one. Could you imagine if this became a nail painting stream? It's just me doing it with with my with my markers. Right. Boop. And then it goes round and down and then round again. And this one would go there and down and down and down and across and down. Okay. So I would love to wear nail polish more often. The issue is that putting nail varnish on gives me a headache, and it also gives my husband a headache, and it tends to stink out the house. So I've got stuff like hollow taco and like all of that, and I was trying to do more, especially when I was posting daily onto like Instagram and stuff. I was like, yes, I can paint my nails to match the colours that I'm using. That ended up with my nails getting very unhappy with me. Oh, see, I'd love for... So you couldn't tell, I am neurodivergent. I'm also diagnosed neurodivergent. But I am really, I would love to go to like a nail tech, and I am genuinely too scared because I don't know the social etiquette and I don't want to get it wrong. And I don't want to book the wrong thing because it takes time for me to spend any kind of money without feeling panicked. Which is why you'll see me talking about more affordable things, because I find that easier to buy, especially with art supplies. So it's something I'm passionate about, because I remember being a kid and being like, I can't have any of these cool art supplies. If only I had the right art supply, it would make me a professional. It didn't, but you don't have to have Copics to be good with alcohol markers. That being said, I do really like Copics. They stink though. They smell so... Wasn't expecting them to smell as strongly as they did when I first got them. I'm now a bit more used to it, but I have to have a window open. Same with nail varnish. I have to have a window open. And then it feels like it takes forever to dry. interesting, Callie, that you find the Copic speckles. I'm not going to lie, I find all markers seem to generally be equal in their failures. So like you guys have seen today that my ENMY markers have leaked. You've also seen my Molotow leak. I have seen my Posca markers leak and get stuck, which led to a giant... I was so mad about this. This was when I was doing the Pokemon for my husband. The Posca marker got stuck when I was pressing it down, and it just pulled everywhere, and I was like, I don't know what to do. Had to hold it upright instead of pinned down. It caused me to panic. So annoying. Yes, Posca markers leak. All markers leak. You just unfortunately have to be attentive. I've never met a marker that hasn't leaked. That, or apparently I make markers cry. I've never really had markers. Like most markers don't. In defense of markers, most markers don't leak. I just happen to record every time. Well, not every time the Posca I didn't record, but it seems to be whenever I'm on camera, they'll leak, and it drives me up the wall. But yeah, like Copics have leaked. Luna Gaming. They're just crying tears of joy. But I've distracted myself completely. To capture the tears of joy. The laminated book of dreams. There we go. To capture the tears of joy. Trying to figure out where that was from, which is Bill Bailey, Part Troll. 10 out of 10 recommend watching that. Anyway, when it comes to markers, there has not been. I've had a hoo-hoo leak, and I was about to say spot. Feels a bit too menstrual to say that it's a marker thing. But where is it? Gosh. Markers, there we go. You could see the buffering wheel happen on my head. I need like a little acetate thing to show buffering. Markers leaking. I've had pro markers leak. I've got one blue pro marker that leaks on the fine side all the time. I've had Ohuhu markers leak. I've had Ohuhu markers do the little spotty thing. I've had pro markers do that. I've had Copics do that. I've had Olo, which is a lovely little, I think it's a much newer brand. I really like their stuff. They do like 1/2 of an alcohol marker, and you can sort of customize them by combining them in different ways. So you can have 2 different colors together on different ends of the pen. They're really great for if you move about a lot. I really like Olo, and their team are very friendly. But yeah, every single marker I've had has leaked. And someone asked if I use felt tips. I don't, and it's not because I think felt tips are awful. It's because I personally get very irritated with them. Like I get really, really irritated with felt tips because I personally don't like seeing the lines in my art. Pardon me. It's why I got into alcohol markers in the first place, was because I wanted to... Oh, how did that happen? With my hand, but like, that went off. Right, just fix that quickly and move on to the other leg. But yeah, so with felt tips, I've never liked how the lines look. Like when you colour in, you'll get like streaks of where it's darker, where you've overlapped. And that really, it annoyed me as a kid and it annoys me as an adult because it means that I have to colour perfectly. And I didn't like that. So, whereas the alcohol markers pool a little bit, and with acrylic markers, you can kind of go over the top. But when I was a kid, don't get me wrong, as a kid, loved felt tips, used them all the time. It's just sort of colouring as an adult. And when I've spent a lot of time on a piece, for it to then end up with like streaks. And there is an absolute charm to it. I see artists like Static Wool, I believe is one, and I believe she's a she. They use felt tips and they create these wonderful textures. And I'm always very envious because I can never get them right and it annoys me so much. I get so many, like, the deep artist envy I feel towards the artists that can do felt tips well. And it's one of those things that it ends up taking the fun out for me because I'm trying to avoid making those lines. I'll see if I've got a sketchbook because I found a bunch of my old sketchbooks in the living room recently, so I'll be able to show you guys what I'm talking about, because I'm certain I've got one of the ones where I started using felt tips. I think it was Faber-and-Castell's pit markers, and I do really like their pit markers, but it left lines and it really annoyed me. I have not done oil paints. I have wanted to, but I live in a rental and oil paint is a bit of a bugger to get out, and I am a very messy painter. Like I used to use my hands, like the back of my hand, as a palette when I was using not acrylic markers, when I was using acrylic paints. So probably not for me. Liking how this is turning out so far, actually. Although I think I've made their bum very light. I don't think their bums are usually that light. Oh, I'm very envious of people who can knit and crochet as well. Oh, thank you so much, Kelly. That's so sweet. I'm going to reveal something now. I have a plan of how I'm going to spend your very, very generous super chats. There is a local art shop that I want to visit, and I want to show you all the things that I'm going to buy with the very kind tea and cake money that you give. I always feel so touched whenever you're here. It just, yeah. I feel like I've revealed too much, but I was very excited. I was like, yeah, I think this will be a great idea. It'll be really fun. If you couldn't tell, I am awful at surprises. I give away everything immediately. Hello, Bucky. Thank you so much. I hope you're able to enjoy it, hopefully on the rewatch. I feel like I need to get some kind of background music for for this. Sorry, the owl was because I was trying to pull out the pen with my nail instead of my fingertips, which is not very smart of me. The medium that I can't do, soft pastels, ends up looking really muddy. I have some around, but oh my word. I would previously I would have said oil painting. Not oil painting, I can't. Watercolours. Watercolours I used to struggle a lot with. But I have since got a lot more confident using watercolours. I was about to say, oh, I don't need to use that many sort of things to indicate feathers. Yeah, because you overdid it with all of the colours. I mean, not over. I like how it's turned out. This has been delightful. But I have so much fun whenever I stream with you guys. But yeah, I cannot stress how envious I am of knitters and crocheters, because I just don't have the patience. I can sew, but knitting and crocheting, like you can make a whole garment. Like you can knit a whole garment. Like I mean, I'm wearing a cardigan right now that's knitted, that I bought because I can't knit. And yeah, it was just, I'd love to be able to do my own, pick my own colours, you know? Like, I really want a good, like, peacock blue, you know? Oh, that'd be great. Right, I'm going to try and, I think I'm just about done, but because we were talking about felt tips, sorry, I've just seen a few of them and I'm like, oh, I hate this. So some felt tip drawings. Oh, crocheters and knitters absolutely do. I just can't afford to spend hundreds of pounds on knitting. It's, yeah. I'd love to do it though. It just, like, I've had friends who have knitted and crocheted like plushies for me. I've got a little, is it a gymnaro from Stardew Valley? I've got friends who have made it out of plastic, not plastic, fabric. It's just, it's incredible. Okay, I'm going to try and see. Ooh, I'm going to have to pick up my tripod. So that is one of the ones that I did. And I just don't like how visible, let me hold it. I don't like how visible all the pen marks are. Like, that's something that's always really, really bothered me. And like up there, I think I've got some other ones. Oh, it's very weird holding this now. So yeah, you can kind of see where the gaps are, where I've not done it, and the overlap. And it got muddy. But these are from over 10 years ago. This is like my worst sketchbook. I think you guys might have seen a video about it, but yeah, like splotchy, and so I'm not as good with those kinds of pens. But yeah, I think actually I need to reinforce the leg. Wait, reinforce is probably the wrong word. I've absolutely messed up the line weight on this, but that's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. So this is Astra, as lovingly named by the chat. I love it. I think Astra is the perfect name for them. And Callie, you are making me very jealous of your lovely dogs. Yeah. For once, no poll. Everyone agreed to Astra immediately. And do you know what? I couldn't agree more, actually. I think they definitely look like an Astra with wonderful plumage. So I know this is going to seem like a really shameless thing, but guys, if you do any kind of craft project or any artwork that you're really, really proud of, what I would love to see, and only if you're comfortable, but if you could send it to the community post so that I can see it, because I love seeing what everyone makes. It just brings me so much joy, whether it's art or any kind of craft, especially fiber arts, because they are so underappreciated. But any drawings that you're proud of, anything that you are proud of, it makes me so happy whenever I see them. That being said, if you post it and I haven't liked or commented on it, it's not because I don't like it, it's because YouTube hasn't shown me it. It keeps happening. It's winding me up. But I'm so happy when people feel proud about things they've made, you know? Like, I want to see what you're working on. Also, thank you, Art Affiliated Nerd, for the name of Astra, for lovely Astra. Excellent choice. But yeah, you guys, like, whenever I see stuff in the community, it makes me so happy. I've not done a long form video in a while, but I was trying to post the community posts at the end of all of those videos, because I appreciate you guys. It's wonderful. But yeah, I think this is me done. It doesn't have to be immediate, by the way, posting into the community. But if you're excited by something, I want to be excited with you. So, because I know that some people can be gits when it comes to art and really discouraging. I'm not going to be that person. I think that whatever you're proud of should be celebrated. And, if you want feedback, I'm happy to provide it. It's just, I wouldn't, if you want feedback, like, that's tricky for me because I don't know what kind of level of feedback you want. But yeah, anyway, this is a long tangent to say I love you guys so much. This has been so much fun. Hopefully we'll speak again soon on Thursday. I'm going to try and be more regular on that. And yeah, have a wonderful, wonderful evening or morning or afternoon, wherever you are. Stay creative. And yes, Callie, I want everyone to be magpies excitedly sharing their objects and projects. I want everyone to be an otter and have a favourite rock they show me. Have a wonderful, wonderful week, and I shall speak to you soon. Bye.